We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Better than beautiful. See, you're the reason men fall in love. You're the best part of waking up. Better than Folgers in my cup. The only way to start my day. People trying to live like queens and kings, thinking money changes everything. But you so different, the way you live.
Welcome, coming to you live from the studios of LA Talk Live in sunny Los Angeles, California. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more, and I'm your host, Alayna. We're here to talk about beauty and more in all its expressions every Wednesday at noon Pacific time. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Beauty magnets, Cleopatra's beauty ritual. Beauty magnets are a modern-day spin on an ancient beauty secret. Beauty magnets are a unique system of relaxation, revitalization, and renewal. Face and spirit reach a new level of balanced beauty, making you look and feel radiant. Tiny charged magnets increase circulation, promoting the look and feel of a natural lift. Face and spirit reach a new level of balanced beauty. De-stress your face with magnet therapy. Beauty Magnets of Beverly Hills, Hollywood. Available at www.beautymagnets.com. That's www.beautymagnets.com. Beauty Magnets, Cleopatra's beauty ritual, and proud sponsors of Alayna's Beauty Talk.
Let me take your hand and kiss that arm. I'll show you the good guy and they'll see the devil. Watch me take them dudes down.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. We're getting off to a little rocky start here this morning. Everybody's Alona's not new to the show, but anyway. Rush. So let's just settle in and figure out, how the show's going to flow today, because we got great information to give out to you today. We're going to talk about how to decorate your house for spring, how to bring in the beautiful spring flowers and arrange them. I mean, because today isn't so warm, but it is getting warmer out, and daylight savings time is coming, and all the magazines are telling you how to clean and get your house spruced up for spring, and get rid of the heavy winter. I mean, I love spring. It's my favorite time. I think it's so beautiful, to lighten up. I mean, you light up your food, you lighten your food intake, you lighten your colors, you lighten your makeup, and so you got to lighten up your house too.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's introduce who's sitting at the table with me, because you can see them on camera. She's playing a different role than she usually plays, and I honestly don't really know her by this role, so I'm kind of excited to learn about it.
You don't know this side of me.
I don't know this side of you. I only know the tango side of you.
That's right.
But she's also, is it interior designer?
That's right. And I actually have done that way longer than I have ever taught tango.
Yeah, and I was
so-
surprised to hear about that. Yeah, we were supposed to do a show at holiday time, but you were so busy with
That's
some
right.
projects
That's
that you
right.
had to cancel.
Decorating
So,
and, yeah.
yeah, I'm excited to have you back here
Thank you,
for
Alayna.
spring.
Thank you
and
so much.
We can talk a little tango.
Well,
Maybe.
creativity spans just, a broad spectrum. So for me, everything I've ever done had to do with some sort of creative expression and or encouraging others to create and express themselves creatively. So for me, none of that is really different. Everything I do is whether visual, creative, or musically, or physically, as far as dance is creative. So dance for me used to be a hobby. And I had an interior design company long before that, and also just did dance on the side because I loved it, and I helped teach it for a little bit here and there just for fun. It really was not my career. My career was interior design for a long time. And then, unfortunately, our real estate market took a little dive, and people had to reinvent and think creatively about what to do and how to continue with their life. And so what I did, I scaled back for a little while on my interior design and simply took my hobby and made that more prominent. And so that's how tango became what I do quite a bit of time, and people love my teaching. So I started teaching more. But the great news is that we are sort of back our economy is lifting up, and real estate market is coming back. And good news, people are putting more energy and money into renovating and remodeling. And so, I actually, interestingly enough, decided to go with the signs of the, times, which, when economy changed and market changed, I decided to rebrand my company so that it became more accessible to people. Because a lot of times people have a stigma towards, they think interior design is for the rich. It's for people who live in Beverly Hills. It's for people who, they have this idea who can actually afford or could use an interior designer. And I thought to myself, it's just a service. It's a service like any other. You hire people to remodel, you hire people to paint your house. Interior design is yet just another part of the service that should be attainable and accessible to everyone. So I rebranded my company and called it something else.
So what's the name?
It's called Decorator to the Rescue.
That's actually very cute. You're pretty clever. Plus, you're so innovative, on Facebook and Twitter. I think that's probably how you get a lot of your clients, or through probably tango and word of mouth.
Yes, but here's the thing, is when you like people in general and you do stuff with people and they like being around you, when something comes up, they usually call someone they enjoy being around and feel comfortable working with. So I get a lot of people calling me and asking me for suggestions, opinions, or coming out, saying, hey, I think she also does interior design. So, even those that know me as let's say in a different role, will call me because they feel comfortable. They know that I'm a professional, that I take everything very professionally, and, they trust me. So that's something that is really important when you work one-on-one with a designer or a decorator, for example. People always wonder, how you hire one. How do you decide? Because there's a lot of people out there who do this,
So do you have a website set up for this?
I actually do. It's called Decorator to the Rescue.
.com?
.com.
Okay,
Exactly.
because you never know now. A lot of people are .net or
No, .com. Yeah, I actually have both. I grab it all and pointed toward one domain.
Now, how long have you been an interior decorator?
I started about 9 years ago.
Okay, so quite a while.
Yeah,
and
quite
so
a while.
you went to school out here.
Yeah. I went to UCLA. I went to I actually, when I was in my 20s, I finished fashion design school. So I started from fashion design. I did web design. I did interior design. So my point is that everything
how
I
you know
have
how
done,
to do your website.
That's right.
So wow.
That's right.
Okay, well now the dots are connecting.
Now you understand. Yes.
Okay, so then you get your feet moving.
You know,
it's all the same. It's all coordination.
You know what it is. It's when you do something, like, for example, I have friends who are very serious, like coaches. I just talked to a wonderful friend who is a very serious life coach who works with cancer patients, and she's amazing. But because she puts so much energy into this work and she's passionate about it, and obviously she invests a lot into people's lives that do, let's say, need support while they're going through cancer treatments or whatever, or their families, she also plays hard. She dances as much as she can so that she can balance out her life.
Yeah, we have
And
to
that's what you
balance
do.
out our life. I mean, I'm
Exactly.
at the gym every day to balance out my life.
And that's how dance came about.
Yeah, I mean, there's
for
different
me.
ways. I like the gym. You go in to dance. I mean, you have to do some kind of physical activity.
Absolutely.
And that's why I always try and have different guests on in different fields, because not everybody likes the same thing. So you've got to find what works for you, and also the time. A lot of people dances later in the evening.
That's why it works.
And that's why it works for a lot of career people.
Exactly.
See,
for workout, you can also go in, into the gym and like in the middle of the night. I mean, 24-hour fitness, I remember I used to go in the middle of the night because nobody was there. I loved it.
Yeah, and I go like at 4 o'clock because that's before the rush hour, so that I'll break up my day.
Right.
And try and go around 4.
Right. Well, see, when I used to do interior design a lot, it's a wonderful, exciting, but also at times stressful career, because people, when they go through renovations and remodeling, there's so much going on in their lives, and it is my job to make their journey into this, this madness sometimes more, more graceful and more exciting and more creative, so that they can see positive in it and are excited going through this process, rather than going, oh my God, this didn't work and they did this right and this is wrong.
Oh, I know. I went through
madness,
with the lady that I trained. She did her whole house, and it was pretty stressful.
And that's
why I think the most stressful part of it was taking the mold out.
No, that's pretty hard.
That was pretty hard.
Yeah, and a lot of people have it, so I can imagine. But the thing is, when you work all day like this and you take stress, from your clients, and you try to absorb it and dissipate it and, process it and transform it, you have to play it. You have to do something. So dance was my outlet at night. Exactly. That's why I teach it now, and I love doing it.
Because dance is at night. You don't find people teaching tango at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Not the most likely, no. No,
So
but mostly on weekends, so I do that quite a bit on weekends,
All right. Let's introduce the guest that's sitting next to you.
Speaking of
she's
tango.
Just been sitting here very quietly.
See, I am actually surrounded by amazing, creative, wonderful people because they come to me very often via, for example, my Argentine tango classes. And this is a wonderful friend that I've met. This is Andrea Vajda. How do you pronounce your full name? Because you are not from the U.S. You're from Czechoslovakia or Hungary? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Andrea Vojda.
Vojda, okay.
Vojda.
Yeah.
All right. You got to come up to the mic or we can't hear you.
And Andrea has, I literally just recently discovered that not only is she a lovely dancer, but she's an amazing, via Facebook is how I discovered that she's an amazing flower designer, not just, somebody who arranges flowers. She does such incredible designs. When I started looking at Facebook and, I have feeds of all my friends and I'm like, who makes these? Is it really? Did she do that? I mean, they are not just beautiful. They're artistic. They are sophisticated. These arrangements are really unique. And, a lot of people do flowers. And I love flowers. I don't care what it is. You can
do you
just
have a lot of flowers in your home?
I do. I always have flowers in my home, always, because flowers transform every space, They do. So I wanted to invite her here because I think that spring and flowers and creativity all goes together. So she's going to share with us a little bit later about what she does and how we can actually, on a budget, spruce up our house, and just by knowing how to arrange and place flowers.
Everything has to be on a budget.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm very excited.
Here.
I love flowers, but I have I'm really artistic. I'm a makeup artist, and I used to do all kinds of windows and display. I mean, that's where my background is.
That's an art in itself.
But I could never do flowers.
See?
It's just really, and I thought that would come really easy to me. I couldn't figure flower arrangements out for the life of me.
Yeah, it's tricky, and it has art of
You
itself.
know,
I
and
mean,
when
right?
you think you're creative, you think you can do all, but that one
It
just did
it has
not
its
come natural to me.
yeah, it has its techniques that you can
Maybe,
yeah.
yeah, I could never, I'd either cut the flowers too long or too short, and then they'd fall over. So
Well,
I'm
maybe we can
excited
learn
to
some things
learn
and tricks
today.
today
Yeah,
from Andrea a little
because
bit.
I think
Yeah,
flowers are beautiful.
yeah.
They
Thank you
are.
for being here. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
bringing
having me.
your
Yeah,
creativity
yeah, and she
into
brought
the
all
mix.
these beautiful flowers that I'm looking
Yeah.
at. That we'll take a, we'll finish the show here at the table.
Yeah.
I mean, here at the big table, and then we'll go over to the demonstration area
Wonderful. I look
and
forward to it.
have her do a couple floral designs for
Awesome.
us.
Awesome.
So have you used her for some? Oh, we're taking a break. Okay. Oh, we are taking a break. Okay. This show got off to a goofy start, but we're getting
We'll
there.
fix it.
We'll fix it. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back, talk more interior design, talk more flowers, talk more spring. It's going to be fun.
Yep.
So stay tuned, everybody. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Do you suffer from degenerative diseases such as high blood pressure, diabetes, fibroid tumors, high cholesterol, genital herpes, or a plethora of other diseases that rob you of a quality life? If so, then visit the website of herbalist Tahuti Ma'atra at dhealthstore.com and open the door to natural healing at an affordable price. dhealthstore.com has over 1,800 products created by herbalist Tahuti Ma'atra, specifically designed to help you heal the natural and safe way. At dhealthstore.com, you'll find everything from herbal formulas and cleanses, such as Tahuti's famous full body detox, as well as herbal teas, extracts, natural body butters, lotions, creams, children's products, hair care products, and of course, sexual enhancement products for both men and women. So visit the website of Tahuti Ma'atra, dhealthstore.com, or call toll free at 1-888-823-9416, dhealthstore.com.
Are you ready to enjoy the Maui lifestyle? You can have it all by owning real estate on the Paradise Island of Maui. Dennis Rush, a 22-year Maui resident and real estate broker, brings his wealth of experience and market knowledge to add value to your Maui real estate understanding, providing a level of service as unique and exceptional as the island of Maui itself. The magical island of Maui was voted the most exclusive resort island in the world by Condé Nast Traveler, and keep in mind, Maui is only a simple, non-stop flight away. Hawaii Business Magazine Top 100 Realtors awarded Dennis Rush the 2011 fourth top realtor on the island of Maui. Go to www.dennisrush.com to view all of the amazing properties currently available in the Maui MLS system. Whatever your needs or desires, Dennis Rush will provide a private consultation for any Maui properties your heart desires. You will be in good hands. Once again, go to www.dennisrush.com. That's www.dennisrush.com. Contact Dennis today to start your Maui lifestyle now. Dennis Rush, proud sponsors of the Dawn Christie Show and LA Talk Live.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. We're here talking about getting your house ready for spring. I have interior, is it decorator or designer?
Decorator.
Decorator and a floral designer. I mean, we're just really gonna, get us all in the mood for spring and get our houses all, I guess, bright and cheery.
That's a key word right there.
What, bright?
Bright and cheery.
Yeah.
It's springtime.
I love spring.
You know?
You always, you lighten everything up or brighten everything up.
Well, it's interesting in general when the light comes, we have more light during the day and it's a little bit warmer. I think we respond a certain way just with our body. I respond a certain way to even just a change in the light. And the more light we have, we want to open windows. We want to feel airy and kind of the sense of freedom because we're cooped up in winter and in California, we're so spoiled because we can go outside even in winter and feel great walking around, running around, whatever. But the moment that weather changes, everybody just becomes alive. I think as I'm getting a little older, I become even more aware of that switch, between the winter feeling where you just want to be sitting there and just like covered up and read a book or something. And then all of a sudden spring kicks in.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
when
like,
people start watching their food, losing
Yeah,
weight.
totally.
It's the same thing. So
Yeah.
you want to lighten up your house
Absolutely.
along with everything else.
And it's a great, the idea is to take the energy that's natural, that's the change of the seasons, to take this energy and apply it to your entire life and see what you can do. It's like, rather than going against the season, go with it, And so when you feel this way and you're uplifted and you feel more enthused and more energetic, you look around and you go, oh boy, could this house look, a little bit better or renewed? We want to feel renewed. And first thing, of course, decluttering is an amazing, powerful thing because having clutter, and I know this firsthand, having clutter takes your energy away from you. It makes you feel like you don't want to do things because you have never gotten through that first layer of clearing. So clearing space is crucial. That's number one step, I think, in renovating and renewing. Unless, of course, you're in a place where you go like, I don't even care about this. I just need to like tear this wall up and open this up and, have a bigger room.
Well, not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
So you were going to talk about what you can do on a budget.
Yeah. First thing that comes to mind when you really feel like you're itching for a change, and there are two things that you can do. A, repaint, because paint is one of the easiest, cheapest ways to completely change the feeling and energy in the house, in the place. Even just putting the same fresh paint changes everything, But if you really want to do something and you don't have enough money, let's say at this point, to buy a new bed, buy a new sofa, whatever, number one, I do have to say that there are so many places on the web right now that give you incredible deals. I personally, occasionally, when I have a budget job, have been on overstock.com and have purchased some wonderful, wonderful things for, marginal amount of money. And, the thing is that knowing what you're getting and looking at things, engaging whether they have good construction and if they're made well, that's a little different game. So what I always recommend for people who want to remodel or redecorate on the budget is that they look at the ratings. Okay, that same little desk that you can buy for $200 somewhere on, whatever, whether it's eBay or overstock.com, if it has good ratings, most likely you got a good product. And it doesn't matter how much it costs because sometimes you can get amazing, amazing buys. So this is part of what I do now is that sometimes I have very high-end clients and the approach is different. But when I have a budget job, when somebody has a small budget to use, we go and look at everything that is on the web that you can get a great deal on. And people actually use my expertise in sometimes gauging. Is it worth that money, or is it like not made well, or is it the company is not really great reputable company that makes it? So sometimes I help people go through this entire pile of things out there. But color is amazing. Color is what I wanted actually to talk about and also kind of connect with the flowers as well, is that bringing color into your home will change your entire experience of being there. Most people are very cautious about color because they think, I might be selling the place. I should probably paint it beige, and everything is neutral and beige. But look, if you don't have the courage to go with a bright color or like bold color, you can do neutral colors and then pick an accent wall and pick one that is when you walk into the room. The accent wall, at least the easiest one to decide on, is usually the one where the focus goes to. okay, or where it's a backdrop becomes a backdrop to whether a beautiful painting or a sofa or something that you already possess in the house. So pick the wall that will actually make a strong statement, and everything around it can be neutral. That's fine. And it will literally, even just that one wall will change.
What's the big color
whole
coming
house.
in for spring for doing walls?
Actually, emerald green is considered the color of 2013.
I just read that for makeup too.
Yeah. Last year it was Tangerine Tango, which made me very excited. This year it's emerald green, and green is not that you ever have to follow the trends. I mean, please, we're
no,
finally,
but people want to know the trends.
That's the trend, but it translates into clothing, and it kind of seeps into different accessories and stuff like that.
So you're going to see a lot of emerald green everywhere.
But you know what? Green is really an amazing versatile
I have a lot
color.
of green in my house.
Love green. There's different shades of green.
Yeah.
Emerald green is more powerful, very, very crisp and very strong.
Yeah, it's a bold green.
It's actually funny because when I created my website, I actually intuitively picked that for my backdrop, which is now perfectly in because I'm trendy. Anyway, but green goes with so many things. You can mix it with neutrals. You can pump it up with maybe orange. You can do a lot of things. But here's my approach. When I use a strong color in the house, whatever that is, I sort of ground it with the more of an opposite sort of a calm, cool tone. If I am using, let's say, red, I will take a little bit of a taupe and maybe light grays and sort of neutrals and kind of ground it, because sometimes you can have too much of a color, like, for example, look, we have a lot of red walls here. And reds are very energizing and very strong. If you use them in the house here, because it's a working space, it actually works beautifully. But you also have contrasting colors to kind of bring it down and counterbalance it. It's very, very important to do that, because red in the house, if you have too much of it, will be agitating. After a while, you will start feeling like it's oppressive.
It's closing you in.
So you don't want to do that. But putting an accent wall, or for me, because I tend to do less is more. My kind of personal sensibility in general in the house or whatever I do, I like a balance where you have spurts of colors, like bursts of color here and there, or an accent wall, or accessories, or pillows, or a rug that has a lot of richness. But it's not everything, because that becomes a little bit overpowering and cluttered feeling, So because I like space and air and feeling of kind of this freedom and expansiveness, I tend not to overuse color, and put a lot of bright colors just layered one on top of the other. So if I use a strong accent wall, I prefer to use, let's say, a sofa that's neutral, and then put a little bit of accent pillows or a rug that has marrying the color of the wall to the other things in the house, like chairs or whatever, So
are pillows a really good way to spring up your house?
Oh my gosh. The other day I went to, again, to Pier 1 and Cost Plus. And, Pier 1 has such beautiful range of pillows. Speaking of being on the budget, it's really simple. The store is everywhere, so you can walk in anywhere and just jump in and look at it. But it's so fun. They have such lovely colors, and they have these accent pillows that are very rich with like embroidery and different accents and textures. So what's really fun about pillows, for example, is that you don't only want to use a color, you want to use different textures. That's what's really fun. And they actually provide that. So they'll have, like, in turquoise blue, they'll have like 6 different kinds of pillows with different textures. And it's really, really fun to just mix and match. I also suggest, and one of my, kind of advice to people is, don't try to be perfectly matching. It's predictable, it's safer, it feels safer, and you're matching this color to that pillow identically. And then you're chasing, around the entire city to find the exact hue that matches that thing. You don't have to do that. They have to be in the same family, maybe. Well, to be
Sort
safe.
of.
Sort of in the same family, but they don't have to have the same intensity or the same identical color. So there's ways of relating colors to one another that's really unique and different. But don't be worried about matching something absolutely perfectly, like you would match a purse to your shoes. Okay?
We don't
It's a
do
little
that
different.
much anymore. That's the olden days.
Right?
That's the very
Exactly.
olden days.
Yeah.
White gloves, matching lipstick, matching purse, matching shoes.
Exactly. It's
Uh,
over. It's
those-
eclectic now.
Yeah, you
That's
can
right.
do it for a fun, retro.
Right.
But it's not current.
No.
All right. I can now hear the music, so we can take a break. So when we come back, I think we'll go over just to break it up and start the floral
Okay.
design. So
Sure.
we'll bring in different voices,
Okay.
different views of
Sounds
the
good.
studio. So everybody stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to go into doing some floral designs, which I'm very interested in learning. So
Me
stay
too.
tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. This
Nice
is Alayna's
choices.
Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Thank you for tuning in to LA Talk Live, reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we're more than just talk. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Alayna, inviting you to join me every Wednesday at noon for Alayna's Beauty Talk and more, exclusively on LA Talk Live. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio, R&B, or watch us on Ustream.tv. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Y'all ready for this?
Hi, I'm Jerry Bell of the Daz Band in New Birth,
And I'm Brahima Arsalan.
inviting you to join us every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time for Jerry Bell's R&B Soul Classics, baby.
Join us as we play some of the greatest hits of soul and R&B and listen in to interesting discussions with the legends of the music.
So don't you forget, join us on the Jerry Bell's R&B Soul Classics. You'll love it. Exclusively on latalklive.com.
You can also catch us on iTunes Radio, R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio.
Or watch us and listen directly at latalklive.com, baby.
Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure.
This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk, baby. We're music.
Hi, this is Starlet Quarles, and I'm inviting you to join us every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for a new show right here on LA Talk Live, The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People. Join us as we discuss the topics that are relevant to today's generational leaders. So don't forget to tune in to The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People, every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio. Or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hello world, how you living? This is D Brex, your host of the all-new rap project here on LA Talk Live. That's latalklive.com. Or you can find me on iTunes Radio in the R&B section. That's the Rap Project, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. West Coast time, so don't be late. On the Rap Project, I will be playing the very best of rap and hip-hop that goes beyond the ordinary. So connect with me, your host, D Brax, the rap connoisseur, on the Rap Project every Wednesday at 7, right here on latalklive.com, where we are more than just talk.
people, it's Jennifer Tapia from StarCam. You guys might know me from the red carpet, catching up with all the stars, but guess what? We're bringing the red carpet to the radio right out here on LA Talk Live. I'm going live Thursday nights at 6 p.m. We got hot topics, celebrities, and much more. We were featured on Chloe Lamar on E!, Howard Stern, T.I.'s Family Hustle. You know how we do. So check it out on Thursday nights, 6 p.m. All things Hollywood, everything celebrity. StarCam Radio?
StarCam Radio? StarCam Radio!
Oh yeah, follow us on Twitter at StarCam Radio.
Hey everybody, it's Miss R&B, and I'm inviting you to come and hang with me every Thursday night at 9 p.m. PST for Perspectives Corner with Rona Rowe Bennett on America Talk Live. Hear and see interviews and live performances from some of our favorite celebrities and personalities in entertainment, sports, business, and the wellness industries. We're getting lifted and we're going deep, talking about life and empowering the champion in us all. See you there.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. Okay, we're over at the table with all these beautiful flowers. Now what?
Well, Andre is going to guide us. Number one, I think Andre needs to tell us what they are because I only know a couple of them.
I don't know any of them. So, are those roses?
Since it's springtime, I picked spring flowers. Beautiful freesia.
Nice. Beautiful.
Tulips.
Just for a minute.
And these hyacinths are hiding here.
Yeah.
Beautiful hyacinths and hydrangea. And all of these flowers, and then some fujimums, which I love.
Now I know what you call them.
Beautiful green colors. It's beautiful complementary.
Juxtaposition, yes.
And as you said, now green is
the color
the
of the
color
okay,
of the
which
year.
are any of those? I guess those are pretty emerald.
Yeah, this is kind of close to emerald, and so the orange and the green together I personally love, and then add a little bit of orangey,
there's a combination of
splash in it. It really livens up your
and
room.
Tulips are very much in
and
season now, so you can
everywhere.
Anywhere.
You can buy all of these anywhere. Hydrangea you can pick in your yard. Camellia leaves you can pick in your yard.
Right. Or your neighbor's yard.
Or in neighbor's yard. Horsetail I picked it at my friend's yard.
Right.
And aspidistra leaves I picked in my friend's yard.
How lovely, but I noticed that there's a lot of different textures, not just a color. It's not only just about color.
It's like in interior decoration. You want to use different not only different colors but different textures, and it gives it such depth and beauty.
Those are
to
beautiful.
It. Oh, and geranium I picked in the neighbor's yard.
Look at that! The things you never even think you can use.
And their scent is just lovely.
You would never even think of picking it. I would think this is just something growing.
Don't ever underestimate the weeds on the side of the road.
Weeds can be real pretty.
Always.
Yeah. Speaking of the budget, pick the weeds. That's right. You can make a bouquet out of the weeds too.
My favorite.
Where did you get most of these flowers? Just in the local.
Yes. You can buy it at Trader Joe's. You can buy it at grocery stores.
I can't believe all the flowers. Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah, yes. Whole Foods has a large variety of flowers. Mostly they have white hydrangea now, but in a couple of months they're coming up everywhere.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm thinking that to stay in the budget, pay attention to what's in the season. I mean, it's that simple.
These are all in the season now.
That's right. Exactly.
And they're beautiful.
All right. So why don't you?
So what's the fundamental? How do we start making it look really cool?
So I just picked a very, very simple glass cube that's available everywhere, like in Michael's, or even I think I've seen them at Vaughn's flower department.
Oh, that's right.
It's very simple and very easy to work with, and you always want to use some base flowers that can help hold your flowers. And I'm gonna tape this to show you how to tape a container. You can use any kind of tape, like even the ones that you use in your office. It's a little wider than this, but what you want to use But it has to be
clear.
It's better if
prettier
it's
that
clear,
way.
prettier that way. You're gonna cover it, but still.
Ah, I see you're making
So you're just
lines.
making like a grid that
Like a
helps
grid.
you hold the flowers.
How
in
cool!
their
I never
place.
knew that,
I
right?
didn't
Did
know
you know
that.
And
that?
you can, if you don't have this skinny tape, which you can buy at Michael's, doesn't matter. The little wider office tape works just as fine. And
Like
you just
Scotch
make
tape.
Scotch
like a
tape, but
Scotch tape,
a little bit
exactly.
more like the clear one, not the
clear.
matte
Yes,
looking.
yes.
The
Okay.
And you
double-sided or just
No,
regular?
just regular. And you just, let's make a grid. That makes your work so easy.
Oh my!
wow.
Never
Now I
would I have
understand.
ever
Yes.
thought of that.
See, there you
And
go.
now-
Secrets.
Need to fill this up with water.
I brought you water.
Thank you.
Okay.
You might-
Yeah, the
uh-oh.
olden
You
days
might
they
need a
used
little
to
bit
get
more.
that clay stuff that you would stick at the bottom.
Yeah, the green kind of putty sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. That's how I learned
Yeah,
a
I need
long
some
time
more,
ago.
but I think we can start like this.
Yeah, we can
Great.
always get more water.
For hydrangeas, I love hydrangeas because you can use it as a base and it really helps to hold the flowers other than the grid too.
Apparently, she has a very sharp knife. Stay away
Yeah,
from
I
her.
see that.
You always want to cut the flowers in an angle
Ah.
Oh,
because
that's
then the surface is larger so it can draw water better. So just use this as a nice base.
Center. Mhm.
But also, I love to use like different leaves that you can also grow in your yard, like different bromelia leaves, aspidistra leaves, lily grass, all kinds of leaves that you can add as a nice texture. You can just poke it through the leaves,
So she made
or if you
the
can
stem.
do that, you can just actually staple
So
it too.
lift it just a little bit so they can see, because this is really cool. She just poked a leaf with a stem and curled it like that.
Yeah, and
Fun.
you can just
Put it on the side.
put it on the side.
I always think things have to just be used the way they are with
Isn't that-
flowers.
yeah,
I've
isn't that
never.
cool?
Yeah. Opa, that's two.
Too.
That's pretty.
Now, while you're
cool.
doing this, tell us a little bit. Where did you learn to do this? I mean, you're not doing it just like somebody who learned yesterday.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a good 10 years full time, and I have a degree in horticulture, and we learned somewhat, but it was too long ago.
Well, but
So
you apparently
I-
have a touch with plants because I kill
yes,
them.
you can.
I have some plants because I
you need
can't
to
grow.
talk nice to them. See, every plant and flower has energy and aura, and they do, and they feel your energy or the
Do they?
room's
Yeah, my
energy.
mom
Wow.
could grow anything,
Wow, see?
and I could not grow.
And it's funny because I'm always told I have good energy, but my flowers may disagree. I don't know.
I always started off with great, big, beautiful plants, and then in a few weeks they'd be half the size.
Something about that, like you cannot just think that it's enough to water them because you can kill them by overwatering.
That's
right?
what I
Exactly.
did.
So it's not
That's
that simple.
A lot of people do
that's
that.
my
It's
big
a misconception. Yes, it's
Yeah,
a
it's a-
misconception. Like orchid plants, for instance, you need to neglect, literally.
Oh, speaking of that,
Just neglect.
I have one that I was going to throw away from Trader Joe's 5 years ago. It's just starting to bloom for the first time in 5 years
Oh, great.
on my birthday.
Congratulations.
I think it's a special
Oh,
gift.
that
So
is.
I feel good that I actually nurtured one plant for 5 years that it's actually coming back to
That's
life.
fantastic.
I love it.
That's
I know.
fantastic.
So
Wow,
Maybe-
this
maybe
is.
my
I
luck
mean,
with
you're
plants is
doing
turning
this
around.
so fast, but you know,
So
I
interesting.
might
So
start
she's-
doing this because now that I kind of see, because I'm really creative on it. Now that I'm not
Makes you
doing,
want to do it, right?
Yeah, because I'm not doing as much makeup as I used to, so it'd be a good creative.
I see that
outlet.
you are actually setting a kind of a foundation.
Kind of a foundation.
Yeah, you
with
are
the
with
greens
the
and
little
different,
grid that you-
different textured greens. I love greens.
Nice.
And you
Even
just,
that looks pretty, just
yes,
like
and you
that.
can add the little camellia leaves. It's a different texture too. It has that beautiful bud.
And how long
Oh, wow.
before the buds start?
You
to
always
bloom?
want to strip the leaves
bottom
that
leaves.
would go in the water because that would rot.
Did
And
you guys know that? See? Strip those leaves first before you sink them in the water because you wonder
Yes.
why it starts smelling funny
Yes.
in a couple of days because they start rotting under the water.
And
So
how long before these
That's
buds bloom? Couple days.
These
They're a few buds,
could yeah, in a couple of days they can bloom.
And you can get them with the buds already open if you want, right?
Yes, you can. And this is the time of the year where you can.
Yeah, they're out now. Wow, this looks so pretty. You're doing
Isn't
this
it?
so
No,
fast.
I know. It's
I
interesting.
mean, I would be
because-
taking them in, taking them out. Is this? But you can.
So this is a nice foundation.
It's a beautiful
and now
foundation.
You start to poke in the flowers.
All right. Now, so what's the rule, or generally, how do you create? Okay, are you going to create something that can be seen equally from all sides, or just from one? Because there can be like multi-directional sort of a thing.
I like to do it all around.
Okay.
I mean, typically an arrangement like this probably goes on a coffee table.
Okay.
Or it could go on a console. It depends on where it goes.
Right.
But even the ones that go like against the wall, you want at least 3/4.
Right.
Because you kind of see the back.
Right. Right.
Unless
it's like the back of your hair.
Unless it's really.
But it's just like if you only have few really beautiful statementy flowers,
then you put them in
there is a focal area always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless
there's always a focal.
Unless it's a coffee table, really, like
It has
on
to
a
be
coffee
rounded
table,
also.
it's kind of rounded. But
then it's got to be equal.
When you're placing the flowers, you want to mimic the nature. So like I like to grouping the flowers, not just sporadically place it all around, but in nature they grow in groups and in different heights. So like I have one bunch of tulips that's like 10 stems, so I'm going to place them in 2 groups.
Okay. Wow, this is going to be so gorgeous. I'm
It is
excited.
pretty.
I love flowers. Just absolutely love them.
And
how long will this arrangement last?
These are pretty fresh flowers. They should last like
a week.
5 to 6 days, 5 to 6, 7 days. Yeah.
Do you put something in the water that's special to help them stay fresh?
You can buy flower food.
Does that really help?
It helps. If you don't have anything at home, floral food at home, if you drop a couple drops of Clorox, that helps too.
I've heard that before.
Yes.
I heard sugar in Clorox, no?
Sugar. Yes, because that's good food for them, and the Clorox keeps away the bacteria. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
That's good to know, because these are real simple tips that you can always use to keep your flowers. There's nothing sadder than somebody giving you a gorgeous bouquet, and then it just sort of fades away so quickly.
I know, like in 2 days.
And you want to prolong it. Yeah, you want to prolong it. So.
Yeah, I do see we need more water, but we'll get it before the end of the show.
We'll have to put a tube somehow.
No, we'll leave a little opening somewhere where we can add more water.
Good.
Because it's really, really beautiful.
One of my favorite quotes is "Earth laughs in flowers."
Earth what?
Laughs in flowers.
Okay.
Laughs in flowers.
I think it's
How
from
beautiful.
Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yes.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Isn't that
Did you have an idea, when you were buying these flowers, what the arrangement was going to look like? Did you have kind of an idea?
I did. Since I didn't buy any particularly tall flowers, I knew that I'm going to make something for a coffee table that's perfect.
That's just awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, it's interesting because, a long time ago when I was just starting up with interior design, one of my fascinations was with flowers because, in 80s, of course, let's not laugh about, how old I am, but in 80s, silk flower arrangements were really hip and happening. They're not as popular, but if you do them tastefully, they may work occasionally, if you do it right. I mean, nothing beats fresh flowers, nothing. But I learned some of the ideas of how to arrange way back when that was really hip and happening. I remember having one that was red and black and very asymmetrical and
Well, sometimes like I have animals, so my cats would eat
Oh boy.
flowers, so you have to be really careful. Yeah, I have one cat that will eat anything that won't eat him.
Yes, I do too, by the way. I know the
so
feeling.
you do have to be careful if you have animals that jump.
That's
but
true.
their energy is just fantastic.
The flowers or the cats?
Both.
Actually, I feel the
she has
same.
a dog.
We have a dog and a cat, and I feel the same way. Like their presence is just so calming and soothing, and just so. Same with the flowers. They bring this lively,
it's very
lovely
calming
energy.
Standing here looking
or just
at
to look
making me happy just standing there.
You look at it and you have to smile, right?
Do men feel the same way about flowers, Richard? Yes. Okay. Good.
He loves flowers. Yeah.
Good. It's good to hear.
I love this Chinese proverb. It says, "If you only have 2 pennies left in the world, for 1 penny buy a loaf of bread, for the other buy a lily."
I love it.
Richard, you want to come on the mic? No.
Bread feeds the body, but flowers feeds the soul.
I love it.
That's
That's
really
beautiful.
That is so true.
I totally believe that.
Okay.
What are those?
These are ranunculus.
Okay.
They always remind me puppies a little bit, kind of.
They're
do.
Like
wild
that's
puppies,
especially when they open up. Yes.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous. They open up this. It's magnificent.
Right.
They have million petals.
I love these.
Yes.
Now, if they're long, they kind of drape. They don't hold their. They don't go vertical for too long.
They're not,
if you don't keep them too long, so you have to kind of trim them. Yeah.
Yes. So.
Oh,
there
that is so
this
cool.
Is so pretty.
Oh, I have a tulip left here.
Yeah, you can't leave out a tulip.
No, poor thing. Has to join the party.
Yeah. Doesn't want to feel left out.
Yeah.
But it is a good idea now that I see you doing this to group things.
Oh, it has such a better impact.
Sometimes you see arrangement and there's one
here, one here, one here.
Yeah, this is much
prettier to do that.
as it's grouped.
So you have a burst of color, like when you group them. Yeah, I see that.
Colors and textures. You always want to group them.
That's very interesting. I'm
Is
learning
that
a
something
lot.
you decided, or is that just kind of a rule of thumb? Or every designer has their own,
yes, of course,
their own way of doing things.
It's actually funny. Sometimes people will try things, but if they don't have the touch, no matter what they try, it just doesn't look right.
It's true for
everything.
Like painting, I paint too, by the way, and photography, painting. It's all kinds of art is the same. You have to have the eye.
Yeah,
you do. But the good news is you can actually develop it. If you actually expose yourself to art, you develop yourself to beautiful things, and you actually have interest, you will develop the sensibility.
Yeah, you
it's
will.
just that way. Yeah. It's not hopeless. If you weren't born with it, it's like
tango. It's not hopeless for my fiance. It kind of seems like it.
How long have you been taking tango with Alayna?
She's been on and off for maybe over a year. Yeah. And now she's actually engaged to be married, and they're both taking tango, and they're gonna do a wedding dance. That's gonna be, of course, Argentina.
Yay.
Thank you. We get applause. I love it. But and I think that when I have my wedding, if I actually have a wedding and not like elope or something, I will then ask you to help me with flowers.
I would be more than happy to.
Oh my gosh, that's just so beautiful. Flowers make
everything.
everything
So pretty.
Yeah.
Why are you just putting these plain little buds in there? Are they
It's a texture.
Texture.
It's just a lovely extra texture.
Now, will they open up into anything?
Some will, some won't, but it doesn't matter. It's a nice texture.
Yeah, it's great. So, for me, I'm thinking to myself, you may have a very, very simple bathroom, like a powder room. Even if you put like one stem of a flower in a very simple powder room, it instantly transforms a very plain space. I do that occasionally, that even like when I have people coming over to my house and I have no time to decorate and really make a big deal out of it, I literally run to Trader Joe's, get a bunch of different things, and just literally stick in different vases. I'll stick 1-2 flowers, and it just instantly makes people feel like you spend a whole day fixing the house just for them.
I have in my bathroom, because it's tiny and I only have a tiny sink, I have a little glass cube, yay big.
Right.
And just one rose or one orchid
That's
bloom.
It.
Actually, now I have two little freesia blooms.
That's it.
On the sink.
And it opens up the whole room.
Yes.
And speaking of color, I mean, look, you can actually, when you don't think that things in your house work, they don't look exciting to you anymore. They're kind of blah. Look at the colors of what you have. Get a couple of, little flowers. Even if you're tired of the colors of the house, in the house, even if you just bring those colors into a bouquet in front of that sofa that you kind of starting to dread, it will instantly make the sofa look better.
That and
There's
a few new pillows.
Totally.
Pillows always make a couch look.
Totally.
New pillows always make the couch look better.
Absolutely. To me, the fixes that are really reasonable, I mean, flowers, accent pillows, lighting. I sometimes think of putting like an accent lamp somewhere that's just simple, and you go to TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx has an amazing selection of light fixtures now.
Oh, they do?
Oh my goodness, you can redecorate your home just by changing your nightstand lamps on the nightstand. So these little things just make such a huge difference.
Yeah,
you should
paint, poke around it.
Flowers.
Like Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx.
You will be amazed
I do
what
that
you
all
can
the time.
find.
You can be amazed at how inexpensive you can change your room.
Entirely. I just had a client that was a very small budget, and they really, really wanted to make things look very like contemporary and neat and cool. But they really wanted the TV cabinet, sort of a TV and entertainment console, to be white. And on a budget, to find a white piece of furniture, sometimes it's very tricky because it looks cheap very often.
Oh, that's
White may
true.
look really cheap. And, you know, I just walk into TJ Maxx the other day, and here, lo and behold, there's the most amazing, for like $300, this beautiful, unusually made with a very decorative sort of doors that are very unique, a console. And I called them. They just like ran over and got it and just totally changed their room. You know, so don't ever discount the value of places like Target and TJ Maxx and Home Goods. Home Goods.
Oh, we don't have the Home Goods is out by you. We don't have it on the other
Very close.
website.
Oh my gosh, Home Goods is like great place to find some amazing things.
Aren't they owned by TJ Maxx?
I think they're all kind of owned by every, you know, like
yeah, they're all owned by the same.
Yes, TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Home Goods. But, you know, so, I mean, speaking of doing it on the budget, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to wait until I have so much more money to be able to remodel, redecorate, and do it full blast, you deserve to feel good at your home no matter how much money you have. I mean, to me, this is why I rebranded my company and called it Decorator to the Rescue.
And you don't have to do it all at one time.
Exactly. You can do it stage by stage.
You can do it stage by stage. Even if you start decluttering, you can't do it all at once. Just start with one room.
Exactly. And what I always call it, and that's something I was taught and trained to as a coach, is to think in terms of what we call 3-foot tosses, which means don't make your your plan so big that it feels so unattainable that you just simply stall yourself from doing it. You know, you will say, oh my God, until I have this, and this in place, I cannot, whether update my house or remodel or redecorate. Start small. The reason we call it 3-foot tosses is because a long time ago I went to this beautiful program that I love very much. It's called USM, University of Santa Monica. And we had this fun play where we put, you know, when you do tossing of the rings, you know, and you see how far and how well you do it, we divided the whole group into small groups and see who gets further and who succeeds faster. Well, the ones that did very short distance to where you throw the ring and did it at 3-foot tosses actually succeeded because they were consistently winning at small steps. So I just say small steps forward. You don't have to make it big.
Everything should be small.
Small steps. Just move forward.
Yeah, just start.
Exactly.
And you can do something every week. You know, if you get your paycheck one, you know, say, okay, this week I'll do this week. Right. And it makes it fun. Then you can go out, poke around, see what you can find that fits into your budget.
And even going around and poke around is fun.
Just for the fun of it.
Yeah, that's my favorite
Well, it gets
thing.
your creative juices going,
I mean,
right?
you can even go to the thrift stores.
I love thrift stores.
I love thrift stores for stuff.
So tell us, what are you doing here? This is very unusual. Look at that.
This is horsetail that you see everywhere growing, or equisetum or horsetail.
I thought you were just going to stick it in and
I thought it was going to go high.
You could do that, but just to jazz it up and make it
That's
more
very
interesting.
jazzy. Look at that.
If you stuck them in high, they look weird. Because that's all you would see.
So,
wow, this is really cool.
Jazzy look to an otherwise
I've
nice
noticed that
arrangement.
this is one of your signatures. You do that quite a bit on your arrangements. That's what I saw on Facebook. I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, this is very, very unusual and very cool.
Yeah, let's
what do we
clean
do
up
with these
around
guys?
it.
Do we
So
use
you
them?
can
It's
see.
all. I'm
You
just
can
curious.
use them. Yes, you can use them. I love.
For a
Use
little
my
more
knife.
green. Actually, quite a bit of green here.
Here.
I see a lot of
thank
green,
you.
but these are just. I love the texture on these, so I don't want to.
No, you're
I wanna
Okay,
see
we're
where
going
you
to take
put
a
it.
break. You hear
All right.
I do
Good
hear
deal.
the music.
Well,
this
we'll see
time.
the final.
We'll see the final.
results.
We'll get some more water so these poor flowers will last.
Wow.
All right, so
I
stay
love
tuned,
it.
everybody. This is a beautiful arrangement. It'll be all finished by the time we
Gorgeous.
come back from break. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more, springing up your house. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When I look in the mirror, I see a brand new girl. Oh man, just because of you, boy.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and hosts of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Hi, I'm Jerry Bell of the Daz Band in New Birth.
And I'm Brahima Arsalan.
Inviting you to join us every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time for Jerry Bell's R&B Soul Classics, baby.
Join us as we play some of the greatest hits of soul and R&B and listen in to interesting discussions with the legends of the music.
So don't you forget, join us on the Jerry Bell's R&B Soul Classics. You'll love it. Exclusively on latalklive.com.
You can also catch us on iTunes Radio, R&B Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio.
Or watch us and listen directly at latalklive.com, baby.
Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure.
This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk, baby. We are music.
Do you suffer from degenerative diseases such as high blood pressure, diabetes, fibroid tumors, high cholesterol, genital herpes, or a plethora of other diseases that rob you of a quality life? If so, then visit the website of herbalist Tahuti Ma'atra at dhealthstore.com and open the door to natural healing at an affordable price. dhealthstore.com has over 1,800 products created by herbalist Tahuti Ma'atra, specifically designed to help you heal the natural and safe way. At dhealthstore.com, you'll find everything from herbal formulas and cleanses, such as Tahuti's famous full body detox, as well as herbal teas, extracts, natural body butters, lotions, creams, children's products, hair care products, and of course, sexual enhancement products for both men and women. So visit the website of Tahuti Ma'atra, dhealthstore.com, or call toll free at 1-888-823-9416, dhealthstore.com.
Are you ready to enjoy the Maui lifestyle? You can have it all by owning real estate on the paradise island of Maui. Dennis Rush, a 22-year Maui resident and real estate broker, brings his wealth of experience and market knowledge to add value to your Maui real estate understanding, providing a level of service as unique and exceptional as the island of Maui itself. The magical island of Maui was voted the most exclusive resort island in the world by Condé Nast Traveler, and keep in mind, Maui is only a simple, non-stop flight away. Hawaii Business Magazine Top 100 Realtors awarded Dennis Rush the 2011 fourth top realtor on the island of Maui. Go to www.dennisrush.com to view all of the amazing properties currently available in the Maui MLS system. Whatever your needs or desires, Dennis Rush will provide a private consultation for any Maui properties your heart desires. You will be in good hands. Once again, go to www.dennisrush.com. That's www.dennisrush.com. Contact Dennis today to start your Maui lifestyle now. Dennis Rush, proud sponsors of the Dawn Christie Show and LA Talk Live.
Hi, this is Susie Pruden. And yes, you've seen me on Oprah, Good Morning America, and The Today Show. And I'm inviting you to join me every Monday from 3 to 4 for my new show, Mastermind Live. Join us as we introduce you to the new thought leaders of the world who will inspire you, support you, and guide you to your next level. So don't forget to tune into Mastermind Live exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
people, it's Jennifer Tapiera from StarCam. You guys might know me from the red carpet, catching up with all the stars, but guess what? We're bringing the red carpet to the radio, right out here on LA Talk Live. I'm going live Thursday nights at 6 p.m. We got hot topics, celebrities, and much more. We were featured on Chloe Lamar on E!, Howard Stern, T.I.'s Family Hustle. You know how we do. So check it out on Thursday nights, 6 p.m. All things Hollywood, everything celebrity. StarCam Radio?
StarCam Radio? StarCam Radio!
Oh yeah, follow us on Twitter at StarCam Radio.
Hi, this is Julie Orlov, inviting you to join us every Friday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our all-new show, Pathways to Love. Join us as we talk about love and relationships and how you can create the relationships you desire. So don't forget to tune in to Pathways to Love every Friday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio, or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, this here's another one for the steppers. DJ Wayne Williams, put the record on.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. This flower arrangement is so beautiful. We've been talking the whole show about spring up your house, and this is the first time I've actually had a flower designer, decorator on the show. It's something I've wanted to do, and this is so beautiful, and it was really easy learning how to make that grid instead of either getting marbles or that green stuff to put in the bottom. This is much more natural and easy to do.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, that tip is worth so much. I mean, I don't know if people know that tip.
I don't think so.
You didn't make it. You didn't make that one up, did you?
Tricks of the trade.
No.
It's just tricks of the trade. Did you apprentice to somebody, or it's just because of your background know how to do all this, Andrea?
Because of my background, and I attended. Since I'm from Hungary, I attended a college back in Kansas City to see,
come up to the mic.
What they do in this country, and then of course it's practice. And when I started to work, then I picked up all the tricks.
Yeah, lots of tricks.
Well, background in horticulture, I think, gives you at least a relationship with plants and growing things.
Well, that has to be in your heart. You can't deal with flowers or horticulture if it doesn't come from your heart. You can't learn to love. You can like flowers, but you can't love flowers.
If I don't touch them for a week or two, I literally miss them physically.
See?
It's like
that's what happens when you find
it's your passion.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's just beautiful. Like if you couldn't dance for a week, or I couldn't go to the gym for a week, it would be really hard.
Yeah.
You get very restless.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's your passion.
My son almost quit his job last week because he couldn't surf, because it made him work so hard. He couldn't surf, and he's like, it's not worth it to me. I need to be able to do both. So, I mean, people who are connected with what they love and what makes them feel passionate,
I hope
need to
people
have it.
can find that in their lives, because so many people don't, but it's such a great outlet. When you can do both.
Oh, absolutely.
Make a living at it and have it be your passion.
That's the trick.
Those are the lucky people.
We are the lucky people.
That's why I refuse to do things that don't make me feel alive. When I wake up in the morning, I want to go and do the work that I do. And for me, interior design or helping people create their environments and feel great, like finally they belong where they live. There's nothing worse than feeling like you wake up and you just don't belong here because it doesn't speak of who you are.
Well, you can't grow as a person.
That's right.
You kind of just you're unhappy.
It drains your energy.
It drains your energy.
And living space is supposed to support you. It's supposed to be like a springboard to you the rest of your life. Meaning when you wake up in the morning, you want to feel like, oh God, I open my eyes and I love seeing this painting, or I love seeing this artifact, or I love the colors that I have. Colors really make you feel things. Colors is not just because we need to paint the walls and make them look fresh and whatever. They make you feel things. So like, for example, here we're talking about flowers and how they make you feel, like orange, yellow. It's just so happy,
But when you put this arrangement on the black table, this whole table
comes alive.
Came alive.
Yeah, because black is such a striking background to almost anything. I mean, the cool thing about black is that almost anything you put on black will have totally different life of its own. You know?
No, it's been great since they actually painted the table black here, because we had all that writing on the table, from everybody tagging the table, but nothing would show up. So it always looked. It looks cleaner on camera also, which I like. Of course. But this flower arrangement looks just beautiful.
You just changed our entire experience.
Yeah, now I'm not so afraid of flowers knowing that. Right. But can you do the grid on like any vase? I mean, even if anything, any shape?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed, and it's really quick and it's simple. I mean, I love that.
Yeah, and now Michael's is popping up all over. They're really expanding, so it'll make it easier to find all this stuff.
Yeah, and this is actually it's you can find that.
But can you find? Anywhere. I guess you could use any tape.
Yes.
Tape is tape.
Exactly. As long as it doesn't just it sticks to your vase, that's probably it.
Just make sure it's dry, your container, before you tape it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. It won't stick.
Otherwise, it won't stick.
That's why you poured water into it after you put the tape.
Yes.
Ah, there is a sequence there. See? Trick.
Oh, boy, are we smart, Alayna.
Good. Yeah,
you could pour the water first. Just make sure it doesn't splash out.
I just wanted to also speak about a little bit more about color in general. When you decide on colors in your house,
how do you decide on colors in your house?
This is why I want to actually expand on this, because it's a little tricky. Unless you're planning to completely throw away all your belongings, sofa, whatever, rug, look at something you like in the house. Pick one thing that you actually love, okay? And you have a starting point. Whatever color that is, gray, blue, I don't care if it's black, whatever it is. Start somewhere and know that you're not throwing this away. Let's say even 2 years down the road when you have more money, you're not getting rid of that. And start from that point and go like, okay, so let's just assume I have nothing else but this. Where do I go from here? Also, you'll get inspiration for colors sometimes being in different places. Pay attention. When you go into a store, clothing stores, restaurants, even if you're outdoors, pay attention to what colors make you feel certain things. Because if you want to feel a certain way in your house, you can think, okay, what kind of a feeling do I want to create? Do I want to feel very relaxed and calm because my job is crazy out there? I want to come home and feel like I'm in a sanctuary. Okay, so you start with a feeling, okay, and you go, okay, what are colors that will support that feeling? And then you go, like blues, different hues of blues will make you feel calm automatically. And not all blues are boring, okay? Some blues are just beautiful, calming, very lovely. If you mix them with sand color and taupes and beiges, I mean, it's a winner. Cream, a winner combination, because you can't go wrong. Even greens. If you find things that are like sagey kind of green, or a marriage between blues and greens, if you're talking about feeling relaxed and very, very calm, and you need that space to rejuvenate after some kind of, whatever you do outside of your home, that's a nice way of looking at it. If you want some excitement in your life, okay, for example, there are single people out there and they want to spice up, the bedroom environment. They want it to be more, a little bit more passionate and a little bit more playful. The oranges, the combination of orange, by the way, this is interesting, that fuchsia and orange is a very interesting combination. It's beautiful. Red may be a little bit overwhelming, although touches of red will work really well. But if you find a combination of, let's say, fabric, bedding, or something that has fuchsias and oranges, you'll feel very rich and it will feel kind of more sensuous. There is that way to go. Some purples may feel really, really lovely as far as sensuous
for a while,
environment.
lilac was the big color.
Yeah. But, so think in terms of what feeling you would like to create, or what feeling you like. By the way, also, what's really cool, I want to share this. Um, my my little touch is making one bathroom like one powder room totally different from everything in the house. You can make one little room because it's enclosed and you don't see other things connected to it. I mean, you just like close the door and it's a separate thing. It's like a jewel box. If you want red, make that powder room red. I mean, there's not going to be any, even it can be absolutely beautiful because let's say you are afraid to put like red or something bright or deep or even black on the walls in your house. You think, oh, it's a little too much. But you can turn a powder room into whatever you like, because it's almost like you enter into the small space where nobody even cares if it matches to anything else in the house.
What about
kitchens? It's really cool to do. Kitchens are interesting. You want kitchens to be warm, inviting. A lot of times kitchens are not bright because they're somehow set away from a lot of windows unless you have a lot of light somehow and you're lucky to have that. I like brightening kitchens up because people spend a lot of time in the kitchen and around the kitchen. So you want to make it very welcoming. I like to combine, sometimes it depends on the color of the cabinetry also. If your cabinetry is dark, I sort of prefer going on the lighter side on the walls or finding a backsplash that really sort of sets off and gives you a contrast, but also lightens it up. My tendency is to find contrasts and have, let's say, if your cabinets are dark cherry, to go with something more neutral to kind of ground that color. But there are people who have accessories. If you have black, for example, accessories, chairs or metal, some kind of chrome or metal, you want to use all the elements that you have and introduce a different one. So you look at what you have. You have wood, you have, let's say, metal in chairs, and you have, let's say, cream floors. You want to go neutral in between the cherry cabinet and the very bright floor. You want to find something in between that kind of gives you a gradual introduction to a deeper tone.
Now,
I find a middle tone.
The rest of the house, besides if you do one off-key bathroom, do you want the rest of the house to flow?
Yes. See, that's why I make an exception for the powder room, for example. But I think that whenever you see one room through the other, they all have to relate in some way to one another. And that's the hardest part, and where people actually hire a designer, because it's very difficult to decide on what the color scheme and what goes with what. If you see all different walls and standing in one point, they all have to kind of go together and flow. The flow is a little tricky, but I do want to share this little, my favorite tool. When you're picking colors, okay, this is only, as far as I know, is made by Dunn Edwards. I don't know if we can see this, okay? This is a very unique color chart. Usually we have these color charts that are just simply like a fan, right? Okay, this is a color chart that is developed to give you comparison to every color that they offer on one page, where, for example, if you picked a color and you think it's a little bit too dark or too light, or it's too green or too yellow, whatever it is, you can see where it falls in comparison with absolutely every other color that is blue, for example, and you can see which direction you like to go because it's all in front of you on one page. No one else does that I know, and I'm telling you, this saves me hours of work. So if you can order this, you can see, I mean, it's for every family of colors, okay? And every color hue. This is a saving grace for those who insist on doing it themselves. This is beautiful. So if you want to get that or share that with your neighbor, because you're probably going to use it only once in a blue moon, this is what they call Perfect Palette Dunn Edwards paint. You got to order it online. But this is an incredible tool for trying to pick colors and match them together all at once,
so
you
that's
can see
good
them all
for
at once.
do-it-yourself.
Yes, and they also have, what I love about Dunn Edwards is they have much larger color chips. So rather than buying a simple sample of paint and then painting on the wall and making a lot of mess with different patches of color, and then you have to prime the wall again, I sort of recommend you can look at bigger color chips that they have, and they're like actually like this big. So you can actually put it on the wall and you have a really good representation of color on your wall without messing it up. And the last thing I suggest is that you leave that patch or that sample on all through the day and even couple of days, because you want to see it change from morning light to daylight to evening, and the color will completely and totally transform depending on the interaction of light with that color. So it's really, really tricky. So live with that patch for a little bit and see how you like it at night as opposed to in the morning before you commit to it.
That's a good idea, because once you paint a wall, it's really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's time consuming.
You can repaint it, but it's time consuming, you know, and it's messy. And but that's the best advice. And if you have a lot of room and a lot of different rooms and spaces, and you're living in an open space where everything is visible, one wall is visible from another room, you may want to contact someone. I mean, I love working with color. That's one of my absolute most favorite things.
Well, how do people reach you?
Good question. All right.
Because we're getting near the end of the show.
Yes.
I didn't realize what time it was.
So decoratortotherescue.com is my website. Okay, it's very easy to remember. And that means that I literally come to the rescue when you simply don't have an answer to a question. So you go to people's
homes. So well, you have to, because you can't.
No, I can also do it on
online.
Skype.
Oh, you can do it on Skype.
Yes, thank God we have Skype these days. So if you actually have visuals and you can send me photos, we can actually have an interactive discussion and you can ask questions. We can have a consultation online, which is much more convenient
easier.
Sometimes, you know, especially LA is such a huge space. You have to drive, and then not wanting to charge people for drive time, it's kind of a waste of money unless there's no choice, you know. So you can also call 877-410-6864, 877-410-6864, or simply find me on Decorator to the Rescue, and I'll be thrilled to help you out. If you have questions, you can send me an email.
And on the side, she can teach you tango.
If everything fails, and if you have hardwood floor in the house, I'm coming over.
All right. You just freelance, right, Andrea? Is there a number or a website they can reach you? Or they can reach you through Alayna?
Always.
I have a website or Facebook. I do have a website, but it's under
construction.
Construction.
She needs me to fix it. No.
All right, come up to the mic. So, okay, everybody.
You can find Andrea through me. I will have her information on my website. I definitely like to build wonderful sort of resources, and it definitely will have Andrea on it.
That's a good way to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because this flower arrangement is really, really beautiful. And I'm sure you do everything from little ones like this to
huge,
big, huge ones.
Wedding events, all kinds of special events.
But if she has a Facebook page, do you know what it is? Or do you know what your Facebook page is?
It's under her name, yeah?
Under my name. Yes.
All right, but how do you... Okay. So her name is Andrea, Andrea, and her last name is Vajda.
That's correct.
So you can... I guess, do you have a lot of floral arrangements up on Facebook?
Yes, she does. That's how I knew she's that talented. Absolutely.
Yeah, because everybody goes up on Facebook.
And you know, there's nothing better than actually finding someone that you like the style of. So when you have special occasions, you know what you're getting. You know that you can trust this person. She's amazing. Yeah.
And that's one thing, you don't always know their work, but if you can see it on Facebook and then you've seen it on the show, you kind of get an idea of what she does, which makes it so much easier.
Exactly. And I have my portfolio also online as well. I mean, lately it's more people just look at what you do, and I have a lot of also happy clients that have a lot to say about my work.
Much,
and so.
I mean, is it 50-50 tango and designing?
You know, no, it's actually not, because when design kicks in, it keeps me very busy. So then I teach literally one time a week, and that's that. You know, I do one event per month that's tango related. That's really, really popular, Milonga LAX. But other than that,
got your email. On
yeah. But other than that, I scale back because I really love this work. And sometimes, you know, if there's plenty of work, I will actually scale back on all my dancing and teaching. And one thing I do keep always is 3rd Street Dance on Tuesday nights, beginners class.
Oh, is that what you teach on Thursday nights? What time?
No, Tuesday
Tuesday
nights.
Yeah. What time?
So, if you guys are in for, want to learn some social partner dancing, Argentine tango is beautiful. It's 3rd Street Dance on Tuesday nights. At,
what time?
8 to 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do much at Third Street Dance before 8 o'clock.
No, because most people work, and
Yeah,
it
and then
takes
they go
time to
home.
travel, and so yeah. But there you have it, and so that's how I balance my life. I do one thing during the day, and occasionally something very different, but creative.
Occasionally, not so occasionally.
We don't want to expose my addiction. Come on now.
Dance is a good addiction.
Yeah.
It's a healthy addiction.
Yeah, I even like teaching more than I even now.
Dance.
I socially don't dance as much because I love teaching and
It's funny.
working.
I love teaching too. When I teach, everybody goes, "Why don't you take an exercise class?" But if I don't teach. I only like it when I'm teaching.
Oh, see, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I found that I actually do really well in teaching, and
Yeah,
and
I was a good
I find
teacher.
myself, by the way, very often, like when people hire me for interior design, and I go in and they, let's say, have a budget and they can only hire me for a few hours, I educate them so that I can guide them through their process, so they're empowered to do their thing, and I simply give them a little bit of tips and how to approach it and what to do. It also is education. I mean, so I kind of do similar things in just different ways.
Yeah, which is
I
great.
love
I think
that.
we all have to do that. We can't just do one thing anymore.
No longer.
No longer. I don't think that's
No.
too much around.
That's right. But we have too much talent. I mean, why not address all parts of who you are and really be everything you can be instead of just one thing for years and years and years?
It's boring.
Yeah.
But it is hard reinventing yourself. It's not easy.
You know what? In this life, in this economy, in this world, you've got to. And the ones that survive are the ones that can just reinvent with the flow, because you got to go with the flow.
Yeah, if you go
You know?
against it, it's really
That's
hard.
right.
You have
That's
to
right.
use twice as much energy.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah. Go
All
with the flow.
right. Oh, we only got a couple minutes. All right. Give your final thought
Oh,
real quick
Well,
about.
final thought is, do not procrastinate. I always say, why wait? Decorate.
And you have a final
How
thought?
cheesy is that?
Do you have a final thought about
Yeah,
flowers?
Don't wait for anyone bringing you flowers. Make your own flower arrangement and just bring
Celebrate
flowers in your
yourself.
home.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
Celebrate yourself.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys. This has been a great show. I really enjoyed it. I love the flowers. They look so beautiful.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Alayna, for having us.
Oh, I love having
Always
you.
a pleasure having you.
I don't have to do any work when you come. You take over and talk the whole show. It's great. You always say you'll fill in if I can't be here.
That's
so
right.
it's great. You're a good talker.
Thank you. Thank you,
All right.
Richard.
Richard's just shaking his head. You know Richard is our producer.
Working.
Okay, let me tell you what's going on next week, because I have a pretty big show next week. I'm excited about it, too. I have my friend Josh Rosebrook coming back with his skincare and hair care, and he has a new, organic cleanser he's going to debut on the show. And we also have invited, and she's accepted our offer, one of the biggest beauty bloggers in LA.
Oh, how fun.
So this is kind of really exciting for both of us.
Fun.
So yeah, she's got a huge following. She's a huge beauty blogger, and she's located in Los Angeles. So she's very excited to be coming on the show. So it's going to be a very
cool.
exciting show next week. We're going to talk about what's happening for spring and
Maybe
hair
I should
and
be
skin.
here again. Get some tips and tricks on beauty.
No, just listen. You can see it
Okay.
live right on our front page at latalklive.com. So anyway, I'm going to close out this show because the next show is here. He's been here poking his head through the door. One of these days, I'm going to have him come in and introduce us. He's a very handsome gentleman. What's the name of his show, Richard, after mine?
Jerry Bell, R&B Soul Classics.
Okay, it's Jerry Bell's R&B Soul Classics. You guys, you've got to see this gentleman. He's so handsome. He's got an amazing voice. He has a 2-hour show after mine. So don't tune out at LA Talk Live. Listen to Jerry's show. It's got to be amazing. Because he's this really, really handsome musician. And he's got great guests. He had some of the most handsome people I've seen come walking through this studio. So treat yourself to his show and his music and his musical knowledge. So anyway, I got 1 minute, so I better wrap it up. So
Let's fight for the bouquet. Let's fight. Let's fight.
staying
Who's
right
taking it?
here in the table for Jerry's show because he's all dressed up in a suit. It'll look beautiful.
Okay.
All right, everybody, have a great week. Get outside, buy some flowers.
And repaint, redecorate.
Redecorate, get some pillows. It's going to be daylight saving. I think we changed the
Yeah,
clocks this
right.
weekend, so it's really a good time. We got
Renew.
we got a little bit of a head start to get you motivated today on the show. So have a great week, everybody. Say goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Let me take your hand and kiss that arm. I'll show you the good guy and don't see the devil. Watch me take them dudes down with my bad arm. Saying that you look fat, girl, stop it. The only thing that's fat is my chubby wallet. But it's about to lose weight. I'm about to spend it on you. We be walking around the mall with 2 shakes. She like my style, my swag, and my similes. Let's just keep on kissing, never stop like infinity. I mean, physically, you off the charts, boo. You little thief, you stole my heart, boo. Just follow my lead. It's time to let you know you're better than beautiful. 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 Better than beautiful.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.